Good morning, traders. It is Monday, March 16th, and we are about 2 hours into trading. We had the market open lower, lock limit down, hit all the triggers from overnight. We had this big gap from the close on Friday. We had a huge 170-point rally on Friday. So let me start off with that. This is 3 weeks in a row that we've seen a big closing rally on Fridays. So that might be something to watch for. This Friday is quadruple witching, so we should see a lot of market volatility. A lot of news over the weekend. The Fed lowered interest rates to 0%. They've got a $700 billion quantitative easing that they're going to be engaged in. They had a $1.5 trillion worth of liquidity that they injected into the market. Long story short, they are throwing the kitchen sink at this because they know that the economy is going to shut down incredibly over the course of the next month, and they want to make sure that a credit crisis does not materialize. So we had this really nice rally up this morning, and I'm going to tell you about what we did in the S&P 500. I'm just going to continue just a little bit more on the coronavirus. We've got restaurants shutting down, bars shutting down, schools are closed. Some schools here in Illinois are talking about continuing the rest of the semester virtually. Universities are doing the same thing. The CDC came out and said that there should not be gatherings of more than 50 people. Everyone is hankering down. I went shopping this weekend. There were a lot of empty shelves, but people seemed generally calm. They were just trying to stock up, not because they don't ever want to go out of their house again if the coronavirus is widespread. They were stocking up because if they happen to contract the coronavirus and they're self quarantined for a couple of weeks, they want to make sure that they have plenty of food. So everybody is hankering down right now. No movie theaters, nothing. Traffic will probably subside dramatically as people ride this out. That is the critical first step in containing the spread of coronavirus is social distancing. So everyone, at least from what I can see, is doing what they need to. Hopefully, in the course of the next 3, 4 weeks, the virus starts to die off, warm weathers come around, and everyone can start to resume their normal lifestyle gradually. That will give scientists much needed time. The earliest that they might get a vaccine to market, from what I'm hearing, is 6 months, which puts us into the fall season, at which time we can expect it to rear its ugly head again. So for right now, we've got actually a pretty decent market. I'm starting to see some weakness in here. We've got the 1OP indicator crossing bearish. We've got this upward sloping trend line. I would probably be shorting right now if I were in the trading room, but I would want to see a lower high double top before I do that because this was a really nice rally. Now, we have seen a pattern over the course of the last few weeks, and the pattern has been gap down, market rallies hard, fills in some of the gap, then we sell off and we actually take out the low of the day and make a new low. I hope that's not going to happen, but the support levels that I see are SPY 245. That'll be the first one that we want to watch, and we want to see that support level hold. Below that is SPY 235. So everything that can be done right now is being done. President Trump outlined a lot of stimulus that's going to be enacted, unemployment benefits for people who can't work during this coronavirus shutdown. There will be small business loans, so they're trying to add as much liquidity as they can. Banks are financially stable right now. They're probably in the best position that they've been in terms of balance sheets for the last 10 years. So that will be working in our favor also. So let's get into the trading. First of all, I want to show you that I've got some timestamps on this. I want to show you what I did in the chat room today. You can see here about an hour and a half into trading. This is 10:02. We have a 1OP bullish cross. I'm ready to buy the breakout. I'm long SPY at 251.85. And you can just see I'm already starting to offer it. Half position at 253.85. I'm just going to continue to scroll down. Look at this. Long ZM 112.11. $112.11. That was my other long. CTXS, you're going to see this symbol in the chat room a lot. I did a video and I posted it to YouTube last night. The only stock I put in that video was CTXS. I hope a lot of you were on that today. on the open, and I explained why that was such a good stock. So anyway, I'm going to continue to scroll down, offering S&P, offering S&P. You can see me scaling out as we start hitting these targets on the way up in here. And I'm also offering ZM, out, out, out. So you can check the timestamps, see everything that happened. Most of those trades took place from this compression right here. Why was this so attractive? What told me that the market was going higher? First of all, we had another nice signal in here that I chose not to take because I felt that this indicator was influenced by that 170 point rally on Friday. So I wanted to give it time to show me its true colors. So on this sell-off right here, that would be a bullish divergence where we've got the market compressing with the indicator falling. I didn't take it, but that's okay. But I saw this breakout. I wanted to see if that breakout would hold, if we retraced half of that candle, if we came right back down. Was that a little bit of a bullish climax? No, we stacked another green candle right on top of it, and we were able to hold all of these gains. And I mentioned in the chat room, I said, listen, folks, we still have this bullish divergence taking place in the indicator. It's continuing to fall, and the market's able to find support right here. If sellers wanted to come in and knock this market down from this level, they would have been able to easily because we've seen super heavy selling pressure, but they weren't able to. And that told me that buyers were lined up. So I got long right in here. Boom, boom, boom. We were watching for these green candles to stack one on top of each other, scaling out the whole way up. That's why we set targets, because then you get that. And that could easily have been a 30-point S&P move in a 5-minute bar. So you have to be agile. When you have profits, you have to scale out of the positions, take the money. What's going to happen from here? What do I see happening? There's a lot of nervousness. I think that you have to wait for your opportunities. Right now, here's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for this 1OP indicator to rally up, start to spike a little bit, and cross over. As that's happening, I would like to see the market try and rally back and challenge that high of the day, forming a lower high double top. If I get that lower high double top, red candle, and the 1OP indicator has been spiking and it's starting to roll over, that will be a really good sell signal for me. I also can take and draw a trend line right in here. And if that trend line is violated, that will be another confirming indicator for me to get into the trade. So looking for double top lower high, breach of the trend line, 1OP spike, rolling over. If I get all those pieces in place at one time, that's going to set me up with my next trading opportunity. Until then, I wait. I'm not guessing what the market's going to do. I'm waiting for these setups. And when they hit, I've got a very high probability of success. That's how you trade. So we'll see what happens. What if the market comes up right now, challenges the high, and blows through? That would be a really good sign that everybody's getting behind the Fed's move and that things are going to actually continue to grind higher through the course of the day. If I take a look at this pullback, it's a little bit deep, a little bit far off the high. I think it's going to take us quite a while before we can get up through the high of the day. It's going to take a lot of constructive price action for us to do that. I don't know if we'll be able to. I'm seeing a lot of businesses are going to be shut down, and I don't know what that's going to mean economically. There's still a lot that's unresolved. How fast is the virus going to spread? Are people going to stay in their homes? Are we going to be able to get a vaccine together? So while these unknowns are still looming, the best course of action is to day trade and to really take advantage of short-term opportunities, wait for those probabilities to set up, trade smaller size, in and out. So right now I'm waiting, and let's take a look at a couple of stocks here that I think will do well. Let's take a look at CTXS. I highlighted this in my video last night. Look at that baby run. So this came out Sunday night. This didn't come out Monday morning. Every single one of you could have been on this stock this morning. Said wait for the open, Watch for relative strength. That stock opened around the 106.50 level. It's $10 higher. If you caught any of this move, please post so on the videos. Please let other people know that this is real. These trades are happening. These trades are real. And I explained why this was such an attractive stock. And if you have option stalker and you overlay the 10P or the 10SI indicator that shows relative strength, right out of the gate, look what the stock is doing in here. Relative strength right out of the gate on this compression. Okay, you get the breakout here, maybe you get long in here, off to the races, gone. I think this is going to be a good stock even after the coronavirus. They provide video conferencing that'll be used by universities, public schools, businesses. That's going to be the preferred form of communication during this coronavirus outbreak. So I think the stock does really well. I also highlighted in that video, they've got a great cash position. So they've got about $7.67 in debt, $8 or $4.81 in cash. Really a lot of cash, almost enough to pay off their debt. Super strong balance sheet in the right place at the right time. This is the type of company that you need to be looking for. So again, please post your comments and let me know if you made some money on this stock. I hope you were on it early. Let's take a look at ZM. That's another nice one. Similar type of analysis on this. They are in the video conferencing business. A lot of universities are using their software. You can see the relative strength early today. That's why I jumped on that. As soon as I bought the market, this is one of the stocks that I wanted to be in on. You need to have a couple of longs and a couple of shorts, and then you need to wait for those market reversals to set up. And when they do, you know exactly which stocks to trade. If by chance the market throws you a curveball, by being in the right stock, you're going to have lots of cushion. That's why we prefer to trade stock versus the S&P 500. That's our edge. That's our cushion. It works really, really well. Do I still trade the futures? Yes, I do, but I really like focusing on the stocks. So let's see if we can find just a couple of other stocks that might work well. What am I doing? I'm going into relative strength 30. Why am I using the relative strength 30? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars on the SPY right here, negative. So market going down, 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 down. These stocks holding their own or going up, up, up. That's how it works. CTXS, you can see it there. I'm going to click through a couple of these. Let's look at those charts. You can see side by side. Here's the stock. Here's the market. Stock looks like it wants to go higher. Market's been going lower. Good relative strength. Orange line above zero. Hey, this looks like it's going to keep going higher. That might be a good pick if I think the market's going higher. Look at IBM. Nice little compression, poking through. Market going down. You get into this stock and the market decides it's ready for, let's call this a critical juncture. It is not for me right now. I do not have a bias one way or the other, but let's say that you do. Let's say that you feel that the market is going to rally from this point higher and it's time to get long, for crying out loud. Well, IBM is going to be the stock you want to be in because it's already breaking out and it's moving higher when the market's moving lower. Let's say that you were wrong. Uh-oh, market drops. If you're trading the S&P 500, guess what? You are going to lose money. That's how it works. But if you were in IBM, it may hold its own for another 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes and then start to roll over. That's a critical 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. That gives you time to scratch the trade, maybe even make money on the trade. That's the cushion that you have to have when you're day trading this type of market. That's exactly what Option Stalker is finding for us. It's looking for heavy volume, looking for relative strength, it's looking for momentum. That is how we do it. So if you are an SPY or an S&P 500 day trader and that's all I ever want to trade, I am going to urge you to look at trading individual stocks and look for these price patterns. So I like IBM in here right now. Do I like IBM for the next week, the next month? No. I'm looking at this in a 5-minute interval right now. And if I'm going to trade, IBM would be a stock that I would go long as a surrogate market position if I were bullish on the market. This has gone a little bit too far, too fast. I would not be in on something like this. I would prefer a steady grind higher as opposed to an explosive move like that with long green candles. So I'm just going to click through and see what else I might look that's setting up well. That TDOC is volatile. I traded that Friday. I lost money on it Friday. Just too whippy. IBM, I think right now is about as good as I've seen. Yes, there you go. Facebook looks really good. Facebook's trying to get into the gap right in here, which is nice. It's on the high of the day. You can see the market pull back right here. What has the stock done when the market's pulled back? It's starting to rally. Yeah, I think Facebook looks good. So that's the technique that you need to use. Can I find a short in here? It's going to be a little bit more challenging to find a short because the market's been selling off in the last half hour. I could take a look for some relative weakness. I always like to give you one of each. Boeing has not done much. Tesla has been relatively weak today. That might not be a bad pick. You've got this breakdown that's almost happening, the uptrend line right here on a 5-minute basis. Stock has been making a series of lower highs. Draw your downward sloping trend line. Here's an alert line that I would use to manage the position. Click there, click there. Line keeps coming down as the stock comes in. That would be my stop, and I would get a pop-up alert on it. Take a look at that daily chart. Yeah, down below the 100-day moving average on Tesla. I think that's a decent short. That's how we do it, folks. So for the rest of the day, don't know what the market's going to be doing. Take a quick look at it right here. We've got this sell-off right in here. We've got 1OP starting to bottom out. We are finding support at that prior technical level. I can't really tell you one way or the other what I see setting up in here, but I can tell you that the pattern that has been happening the last 2 weeks has been gap down, rally up into the gap. This move starts to fade, start to see selling pressure, drift lower, accelerated selling, take out the low of the day, close lower. So I hope that doesn't repeat, but it's certainly in the back of my mind right now. Thank you for watching. I hope you're trading well. I hope you got on that CTXS trade. And please give this a thumbs up if you like the content. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on your notifications. You'll never miss one of these videos. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.